Dan Sodergren is a digital marketing and tech expert and is with us now. Dan, good morning.
Good morning.
In its heyday, how big was Skype? What was different about it when it came onto the scene?
Well, how big was Skype? I mean, I do talks about the future of work and AI and technology, and Skype was one of those pieces of technology which really did kind of herald this new future of work. It changed the way we communicate, and in fact, it came to that moment where Skype was a verb. You know, as we Zoom today, so we Skyped many moons ago. But most people who can remember Skype might not remember it being a kind of a work thing. It seemed to be much more of a kind of a personal thing. I know that lots of romances and lots of international moments happened because of Skype. You know, obviously before that you couldn't do it. So yeah, it was the front runner of this new way that we communicate globally.
Yeah, and as you say, it became a verb, and usually when that happens, that ubiquity, that guarantees longevity, doesn't it? So what's happened? Why is it coming to an end?
Well, you know, part of it is kind of a geeky reason. It was based on a bit of technology which didn't really last. It was peer-to-peer rather than, you know, I think many people all heard going into the cloud and things. Well, Skype wasn't really doing that, and so it didn't really innovate enough. But one of the main reasons, to be fair, is it was bought by Microsoft. Microsoft bought it for $8.5 billion back in the day in 2011. Largest acquisition of Microsoft's time. Of course, Microsoft being the biggest player at the time as well. And a lot of people at the time said they overpaid for it, which I still believe. And they certainly spent 10 times more than they could have or should have on it. Because Google and Facebook also wanted it. So Skype was courted by the big players, got sold for a huge amount of money, and then didn't really do anything else. It kind of stagnated. But at its peak, it had something like 250 or 260 million people used it. As you say, it was a verb. It was used by many, but Microsoft kind of bought it so they could kind of bring it into their kind of suite of tools. And of course, now it's being replaced by Microsoft Teams.
Yeah, their own new tool.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you would argue that's why they bought it. It was a strategic buy because they needed the space, but they weren't allowed to kill it off straight away. So instead, they kind of kept it going as a bit of a brand without very much money inside it. And then, of course, after 20 years, most people have forgotten what it was.
Yeah, and it didn't adapt. They didn't add new features. Was that why, do you think? Because they weren't interested in its longevity?
Well, absolutely. And again, I've got to be careful with words. I'm not saying that that's exactly what Microsoft did, but Microsoft has been known to do that kind of thing. They kind of play a long game of 4D chess with things and buy things for strategic reasons, as all tech companies do as well. But yeah, they definitely didn't innovate. They didn't put lots of money behind it. And, you know, in the end, it was superseded by, you know, things like Zoom, etc. And as we know now, Microsoft Teams is used a lot. About 320 million people use it. And in fact, they're going to be even more now, of course, as they turn off Skype and everyone has to use Microsoft Teams.
Dan,
there are other things there.
Very quickly, what will happen to people's accounts? Is that it? Is it just go dark? Disappear?
Yeah, it just goes dark. It just gets integrated into Microsoft Teams. So your choice is Microsoft Teams or nothing at all. So, or obviously, of course, you can use Zoom and those other technologies that are out there. There are quite a few. So it's not the end of the world, but it certainly is the end of time for Skype as we know it and as we loved it.
Oh, Dan, thank you very much. Good night to Skype.